we have David, who is Head of Content Marketing at Mitto. And the title of David's presentation is, Will You Accept This Rose? Tips to Increase Engagement in 2021. Over to you, David.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, MadFest. My name is David Moeller, and as mentioned, my presentation is called Will You Accept This Rose? Tips to Increase Engagement in 2021. I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes convincing you that SMS should receive your final rose. All right, seems like everyone is getting engaged nowadays. I got engaged over the pandemic, but if we pivot over to customer engagement, we recently did a big survey. We talked to 166 marketers at B2C organizations in the US with more than 1,000 employees to find out how they are using and plan to use digital communications in their customer engagement efforts. These were those findings. COVID-19 has had a major impact on consumer expectations. Over half of enterprise B2C marketers in the US report that the pandemic has increased consumer demand for a contactless experience. Over on the right, you'll see some other of our findings. We look at our top three, right? The top customer engagement challenges of B2C marketing. Number one is contactless. The value of delivering seamless experiences intensified under COVID, and over half of marketers said the past year has increased demand for contactless experience. Number two, deliverability. 37% of marketers said the top barrier to driving customer engagement is simply getting the message through. Part of this challenge lies in the antiquated tools or technology over a quarter of marketers report having in their toolbox. And lastly, ownership of the customer experience. Nearly 90% of marketers report that it is becoming more important for them to deliver an exceptional customer experience than ever before. There's a strong relationship between revenue growth and the use of digital channels. Enterprise B2C marketers who leverage chatbots, SMS, live chat, chat apps, and voice are more likely to report revenue growth in the last fiscal year than those who have not adopted those technologies. On your right, green, revenue increase, gray, revenue decline or flat. So people using digital channels to a great extent, 57%, those are the ones with the revenue increase, 42% revenue decline or flat, a delta of 15%. Let's dig a little deeper. SMS messaging is a customer engagement powerhouse. Nearly 4/5 of the enterprise B2C marketers in the US report that SMS performs much better than any other channel they use to engage customers. So yes, 78% said much better or somewhat better. So that's just saying SMS, while it may be an older channel, it's a powerhouse for these marketers we surveyed. Let's do a little quick tale of the tape between SMS and email marketing. I like to show this slide a lot. So SMS, your open rates are 95 to 99%. Email, your open rates are a paltry 11 to 15%. And the stat that I always hammer on is time open rates. You look at, you've got your email application on your phone. It's not that great. You're not checking it that often. 384 minutes till you open an email, whereas an SMS is almost always opened in 3 minutes. So these are some of the use cases the marketers were using, and let's look at the results there. Sending offers or promotions. 77% of marketers who use SMS to send promotions or offers report revenue growth in the last fiscal year, compared to only 23% of marketers who do not use SMS. That is a crazy 54% delta. Let's look at advertising and brand awareness. 68% of marketers who use SMS and voice to advertise products or increase brand awareness report revenue growth in the last fiscal year, compared to only 32% who do not. Again, when we look at SMS, that is a 36% delta. The brands that are making money are using SMS. Why do marketers plan to use SMS? Here's a few of the use cases that I'm sure you're aware of, but real-time delivery, as we mentioned, high open rates, and global reach, ubiquity of mobile devices. Okay, a quick action plan, right? Take ownership of the customer. Priorities for marketers: be proactive, be personal, be consistent. Step two, tackle your deliverability issues. While you may be concerned with the content of what you send to customers, how it gets there also matters. Steps 3 and 4, I kind of tie together. Fully leverage your digital communications and also experiment with new channels. Don't rest on your laurels. If you're not trying new channels, you're falling behind your competition. Reach your customers where they are. SMS delivers concise, timely information, and it has proven to drive revenue. Chat apps such as WhatsApp and Viber are used by billions worldwide and fit seamlessly within their lives. Okay, now for my Bachelor tie-in. I don't know if you guys watched the show. We got the finale coming up here in the United States next week. An average season of The Bachelor has 93 roses. There have been 25 seasons of The Bachelor, so roughly just over 2,300 roses have been given out, leading to 15 engagements. So a single rose has a 0.6% chance of leading to an engagement. If we look at SMS, on the other hand, 45% response rate, 20% CTR. Single SMS has an extremely high chance of engagement. Okay, you have a limited time, limited resources, no problem. Add SMS to your existing marketing CRMs and tools. Listed below are just a few that Mitto directly integrates with. It's time to connect. Who is Mitto? Our mission is to deliver reliable, high-quality communications between businesses and their customers every time. Reactive troubleshooting, low conversions, high churn, we can help you out. What we do, here's just a few of the use cases: user verification, marketing campaigns, customer support, and as we mentioned, we can help you with that contactless customer service. Here's a few of our customers. We work with the big boys, but also we work with small and medium businesses as well. Anyone in the world that wants to help communicate with their customers, we are here to help you. Okay, that's my time. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'll open the floor for questions now.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Always love a presentation about SMS and text. Always makes so much sense. Make a great argument. But you talk about it like it's another channel that should be considered. So why isn't there more widespread adoption of this? Why is everyone getting buzzed up about TikTok when SMS works in the way that you say it does?
Sure. Look, and I'm here to say that I think you should be using all channels, right? SMS should be the foundation of your A to P strategy, right? Almost every phone in the world can use an SMS, and it's age agnostic, right? Like your parents are probably using SMS. Now we get into some of these other channels like WhatsApp, Viber, your live chat, your omni-channel solutions. These are very important too, because depending on where you are in the world, it's extremely cheap to send an SMS in the United States, but that's not the case in every market. So if you're in India, for example, they have extremely high regional adoption on these chat apps. So I think that these should be used. And then we've got new channels like Google Business Messaging, where you can basically from a Google product start that customer engagement through search or maps. Look, we want to bring a unified communication strategy to brands, but SMS is the bedrock, as we saw in the statistics on the presentation.
And quick one before we go, what is the absolute killer best SMS you've ever seen from a brand, and what did it say?
Well, I'll tell you this. I got an SMS from a government agency last week telling me that if I could get to Bellflower, California in 1 hour, they would have a COVID-19 vaccine for me. So that was a pretty good SMS to receive, guys, because I got that needle in my arm, and now I know that I'm just here a few months away from coming to see you guys in London and hang out. I want to travel the world, just like everyone else has been kind of stuck inside for the last year. So I'm ready for the pandemic to be over. So I got to be honest, when I got that text, I was pretty thrilled.
Brilliant. Great example. Thanks so much for your time.